What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt. Now, as our time with the Nintendo Switch starts to come to a close, and Nintendo is going to begin to focus on their next generation console, or the Nintendo Switch 2, or Nintendo Switch 2, or whatever it ends up being called, it's actually pretty interesting with all of the things that we're worried about, how the Switch 2 will perform and how powerful it will be compared to the other systems on the market. It's actually really interesting that after all this time, we still have yet to see, and will actually never truly see, what the Tegra X1 in the Switch is truly capable of. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, well, what are you talking about? Is it systems in out? It's maxed down. Some of the games on it don't run very well. Yeah, we've definitely seen what the Tegra X1 could do. Not really. We've seen what the Tegra X1 can do within the confines of the Nintendo Switch, but we will never get to see what the chip inside the Switch can do without the Nintendo Switch's restrictions. And I'm going to explain to you guys what I mean by that. Now, the Nintendo Switch is a hybrid console, and it's amazing. And I wouldn't have it any other way. But the fact is, because of that decision, we will never truly get to see what the CPU and GPU inside the Switch could have been. And making the Nintendo Switch a hybrid was the right choice, because even if they went with this same chip and it wasn't a hybrid and it didn't have the limitations that I'm about to list here, it still wouldn't be as powerful as the other systems anyway. So the choice that they made was the right one. But the Nintendo Switch, we will never get to see what the Tegra X1 and Nintendo Switch was actually truly capable of, because of a few factors. One of those being, most importantly, the fact that Nintendo Switch is a hybrid console, and the games are designed to be played both portably and connected to a TV in docked mode. And because of that limitation, the games have to be developed around that limitation. All of the games have to be made so that they can be played on the go. All the games have to be made within the small confines of the Nintendo Switch's case, which is tiny, very tiny. So already there, you're limiting how hot the chip can get, what clock speeds they can be at. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, well, no, we have seen what the Tegra X1 can do, because we can overclock our Switch and the games run even better. Yeah, they run a little better, but you're still not seeing what the chip is capable of, because the games itself were not designed around those clock speeds and were not designed to just be dock mode only. So what you're seeing is just an overclocked version of those same games designed with those restrictions in mind. Another thing that limits the graphics potential on the Nintendo Switch is actually the storage space. Now, even though a lot of the best games on the Nintendo Switch are by Nintendo, if you notice that most of the best looking third-party games on the Nintendo Switch have pretty massive file sizes compared to a lot of other Switch games. And that has actually affected the visual quality on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, the horsepower will affect the graphics. Yes, the amount of RAM will affect the graphics, but storage space on these carts will also do that, because especially the games where they all fit on the cart, they had to sacrifice audio quality. They had to sacrifice texture quality. They had to sacrifice a lot to fit in that small envelope of space. If, say, the Switch, well, it wouldn't be called the Switch, but if there was a Nintendo system that was a home-only system, didn't have to worry about battery life, was in a case as big as the PlayStation 5, and had storage capacity that was of the PlayStation 5, you'd have a different system. The system would look and sound quite a bit better. It still wouldn't be competing with these other systems, but it would be a different system. It'd be a different system for sure. But all in all, Nintendo obviously made the right choice going with the hybrid. Switch is a fantastic system, but it's pretty interesting that after all these years, because of the decisions made for the Nintendo Switch, it's impossible for us ever to see what the Tegra X1 in the Nintendo Switch is truly capable of. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section.